Good afternoon, Friday team. How are you doing? You're listening to BBC Radio Cumbria. The weekend is near. Coming up today would have been Stan Laurel's birthday. From Ulverston, of course. Well, in honour of this, we've got two of Laurel and Hardy's biggest fans on the show, and we're going to have a bit of a sing-song. You can get involved at home. Up next, the answer to today's bit of a hit.
On FM, AM, online and on Freeview.
From Morecambe Bay to the Solway Firth, at the heart of your county, this is BBC Radio Cumbria.
3:15, good afternoon. Still to come, celebrating the work of Laurel and Hardy. Today would have been Stan Laurel's birthday. So on this day, you're going to hear from, I reckon, two of the world's biggest Laurel and Hardy fans. I mean, big in Cumbria, of course, Stan Laurel being from Ulverston, but worldwide, their popularity spans across all continents. So many great movies, so many laughs. We're going to hear from two of their super fans, and we're going to have a bit of a sing-song. So if you like Laurel and Hardy, stick around, don't miss it. We're going to have a bit of a sing-song. You can get involved. You know that they almost made it to number one, Laurel and Hardy. It's true. They were thwarted, I believe, by Bohemian Rhapsody. Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody kept Laurel and Hardy off the number one spot. Let's talk Laurel and Hardy. Oh, I think you're going to enjoy this. If you're a fan, this is going to be really fun. Today would have been Stan Laurel's birthday. Stan Laurel, from Ulverston, of course. You go to the Coronation Hall in Ulverston, you can see their statue. Laurel and Hardy brought so much laughter and joy to so many people's lives. I mean, we're talking hundreds of movies and shorts they made together. They sang, they acted, they danced, they made everyone laugh. And what I seem to gather and grasp from Laurel and Hardy is that their work seems to be timeless. People of all ages like them. Obviously, big following here in Cumbria, but their popularity spans worldwide. They got fans in America, they got fans in Australia, and often there'll be conventions held where fans from all over the world come together to laugh and watch the movies of Laurel and Hardy and, you know, meet like-minded people and share the love and the knowledge. I want to talk about Laurel and Hardy on the anniversary of Stan Laurel's birthday. And a little bit earlier this week, I caught up with two of Cumbria's biggest Laurel and Hardy fans to tell you a bit more about how you can get involved.
Hello, I'm George Cullen. I am the Grand Sheik of the Them Thar Hills Tent of Carlisle, which is the Laurel and Hardy Appreciation Society. There is many tents and organisations up and down the country and all over the world.
I'm Vice Sheik Mel McFadden. As the title suggests, I'm in charge of Vice. We're always looking for more, so if anyone can come along to the ex-services club on the first Tuesday in the month, we'd be pleased to see you.
So that's it. So, gentlemen, you run the Them Thar Hills Tent Appreciation Society. Laurel and Hardy, I'd say some of Laurel and Hardy's biggest fans join me in the room today. Mel and George, thank you for coming in. I guess in Cumbria, with Stan Laurel being a local lad, there's always been a massive fan base here, right? How did you all sort of meet each other?
When I think I was about 6 years old, my mum's ex-partner, I think I was mucking around, I think it was school holidays, and he asked us to sit down about 10 o'clock one morning and just said, well, you watch this, it's black and white, it's 20 minutes long, give it a go. I thought, go on then. And it was a film called Scram. And that was it. It was love at first laugh. And many years later, I got in touch with a fella called Willie McIntyre from Glasgow, who runs a website called Bowler Dessert. And he keeps all the up-to-date information on all the tents across the world. And I just sort of got in touch with him and sort of said, I'd like to start my own tent in Carlisle. And that's when Melvin had noticed he put something on his website and got in touch with me, and then we arranged to meet up and went on from there.
Absolutely fantastic. Now, I've got to own up to something. Mel, you emailed me to tell me about the society, and you mentioned George. Now, I was being horribly ageist and assumed you'd be older, but you're quite young. Do you mind telling us how young you are?
Yeah, 20.
You're 20, okay? So this is Laurel and Hardy fan George, who's 20 years old, and I love that their films and their work has been passed on to generations. You know, it's kind of timeless, and all ages love it. Do many of your mates get your Laurel and Hardy obsession?
No, not really. They all think I'm a bit different to them for that one.
But it is important, you know, that I think younger folks see their films, and indeed, you know, Stan Laurel being such an icon here. Mel, Laurel and Hardy, massive in Cumbria, but indeed worldwide. In fact, there's conventions held to celebrate their work.
Yes, there's a UK convention each year. We've just returned from the latest in Bradford. Next year it's at the Saps at Sea tent are organising it at Norwich. There's an international one every couple of years at different places in the States. But we have one in the UK every year. Scotland's lined up for the year after. Each tent's named after a film. And the one in Scotland is Bonnie Scotland. We Them Thar Hills at Carlisle. Perfect Day in Amsterdam.
Great stuff. All named after, as you say, Them Thar Hills. We've got the best one. That's brilliant. Now, you mentioned, Mel, that you guys meet on the first Tuesday of each month. It's 7:30 at the Ex-Servicemen's Club in Carlisle. That's on Albert Street. And what do you get up to at these nights?
Well, watch films. That's the main reasons we're going. But we do have time to chat to each other. I mean, we've made friends and met people in the last few months. We get to 25 to 30 people there, of all age groups. Everyone has a good time. We have a little bit of a buffet and the odd glass of beer just to keep our throats suitably looked after.
Well, I know that you do sometimes indulge in a sing-song, which we're going to do a little bit later. But yeah, it's just wonderful to meet, you know, like-minded people, talk about Laurel and Hardy, share the love. I mean, for you, Mel, lifelong fan?
Well, yeah, similar to George, really. Saw them on television when I was a kid and just went from there. Saw a letter in the Radio Times, actually. Someone in London had written in, found his address, wrote, this was the days before the internet and whatever, wrote to this chap in London, he sent me the Ulverston address. Went from there, really. Started going to the Ulverston meetings. I thought, well, we could do this in Carlisle. And then bumped into George on William McIntyre's site, which is Bowler Dessert, by the way. Anyone interested could log on that and have a look. It's quite good. And went from there, really.
Wow. Well, big event happening on the 1st of July in Ulverston. What's going on then? It's
the Ulverston Carnival, where a lot of the tents, the Sons, as what they're called, as members of the Sons of the Desert, they meet up from all over again, where we go for a parade of the flags. Majority of the tents have their own flags with the pictures and the film title on it, and usually just meet up for a good chat again. And then it's usually we then go on to another thing at the start of September called
Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah, Laurel and Hardy.
Nice, very nice. That's in September?
That's in September. That's the next event after that, and then it goes round back to the convention again.
Brilliant stuff. Well, if anyone listening, you know, shares the love of Laurel and Hardy and wants to get involved, they can find you guys. You're on Facebook. Search for Them Thar Hills Carlisle.
Yes, that's right.
They can do that, or indeed come along to one of your meetings, check out their websites. Mm-hmm. So lots of ways to get involved and discuss them. So, what's your favourite film?
I don't like to choose a one because I think they're all brilliant, but if I had to choose one, it'd have to be Scram, just because it was my first.
And I love that you said love at first laugh. That is such a wonderful thing to say. Do you have a favourite, Laurel or Hardy? Or you can't pick?
Not allowed to pick.
Not allowed to pick.
Unacceptable.
My favourite film, Them Thar Hills. That's for a favourite, well, either one, both, but also some of the supporting actors, some of whom came from the UK. There was Finn, James Finlayson, he was from Falkirk. Charlie Hall was from Birmingham. So, yeah.
Can you pinpoint what you like about them?
Well, no, just sit back and have a laugh and enjoy.
Yeah.
Not really. Couldn't think, no.
For me, being the age I am, it's 70 plus years since I started making films and still like them myself, still laugh. That's the main point.
Still funny.
Still incredible.
This is 20-year-old George. I think that's awesome. Well, you guys are brilliant. Now, we mentioned that Laurel and Hardy, they actually did make it into the UK charts. Is that right?
Yes, 1975. I think it was thanks to John Peel, really, on Radio 1 at the time. The Trail of the Lonesome Pine, I think it's probably their best-known song. It got to number 2. It was kept away from number 1 by Bohemian Rhapsody, so...
Oh, what?
Well, there you go. That's how it goes.
Laurel and Hardy thwarted by Queen and possibly one of the biggest songs of all time. Well, boys, it's been a pleasure and a real eye-opener. And I don't want to say this in front of you, but I'm quite a big Marx Brothers fan.
Oh, I like Marx Brothers.
Yeah, Marx Brothers, brilliant, right? But since living in Cumbria and moving here about 6 years ago, I've really got into Laurel and Hardy, and having been to Ulverston and seen the statue and things.
Well, if you come to a meeting, we'll show a Marx Brothers film for you.
Ah, no way!
Oh, and by the way, we do go out and do shows for groups and societies of any age, a short talk and a couple of films. If anyone's interested, they can contact us again on the Facebook page.
Facebook, Them Thar Hills, Carlisle.
Or if anyone hasn't got Facebook, they can contact. I'm sure they'll find another way of contact.
The email, themtharhillscarlisle@yahoo.com.
That's the one. themtharhillscarlisle@yahoo.com. Drop the boys a message, and they can visit your group, scout groups or WI groups or anything, if you're interested in more about Laurel and Hardy. It's been brilliant. I've really, really enjoyed it, lads. Although I'm a little nervous about what's coming next. Yes, they made it in the charts. They sang a lot, Laurel and Hardy.
Yes.
And sometimes you guys will have a sing-song.
Yes.
Now, I thought we could attempt this, and you at home, if you know your Laurel and Hardy, you've got to sing along as well. But we're going to sing, if you want to introduce the song, a bit of background, Mel, that'd be brilliant, before I press play.
Well, Laurel and Hardy made a feature film called The Sons of the Desert, and our organisation is very loosely based on that film. They went off to a convention without telling their wives and were duly discovered and got into trouble. But while they were there, they had a good time. There was hula girls and singing and dancing and etc. And then they all got together and sang the song "We Are the Sons of the Desert."
We Are the Sons of the Desert. Now, do you boys know it off by heart? Because I might need the lyrics.
Oh yes.
Am I allowed the words?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it. And at home, Laurel and Hardy fans, you must sing along. So shall we do this, gentlemen?
Yes.
Okay. Right. Here we go.
Wholeheartedly unanimous.
We are the sons of the desert, having the time of our lives, marching along, 2,000 strong, far from our sweethearts and wives, God bless them. Tramp, 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 the boys are marching, attesting to this melody. La 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 la. Sons of the desert are we. Sons of the desert are we. That's it. Got it in the end, as I say in the Carry On films.
Boys, thank you so much.
Can I just say one last thing? Sorry, just anybody, because I've came across a few people that say they are a Laurel and Hardy fan, but they never seem to actually attend the meetings. So if you are a Laurel and Hardy fan and you live in the Carlisle area, please try and come down. It's a great laugh and you will enjoy it.
They were too much fun. That was young George and Mel, and they urge you to come along to their society. If you like all things Laurel and Hardy, they meet at the Ex-Servicemen's Club in Carlisle on the first Tuesday of each month at 7:30. Movies, quizzes, fun, just have a good laugh, really. But yeah, loads coming up. They mentioned the Ulverston Carnival. It's happening on the 1st of July. A lot of them are meeting there. But check him out on Facebook. But I thought it was the nicest thing when George said that after he watched his first Laurel and Hardy film, it was love at first laugh. Isn't that a great expression? I thought it was really, really special. So yeah, we thought we'd do a little bit of Laurel and Hardy appreciation today on what would have been Stan Laurel's birthday. The singing was dreadful. I know, it was terrible. My effort was poor, I know. But hopefully you were singing along at home. That's all about having fun. The boys were good, I was horrible. Let's make up for it with the song that just narrowly missed out on the UK #1. As you heard Mel explain there, thanks to John Peel, who played it a lot on Radio 1, on the radio, this did really well in the charts, but it was thwarted by Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody. So yeah, if you're a fan, you want to turn this one up and sing along, it's the Trail of the Lonesome Pine.
Give the gentleman the best in the house. Yes, sir. I'll be back in a minute.
Hope you enjoyed that. Happy birthday, Stan Laurel.